The first rushes I saw didn't have any DI. I saw something while dubbing and I was horrified. I said, no, I don't look nice. My music video had just released, Ye Hai Prem, Chui Mui Si Tum Lagti Ho, and that's when we stepped out again. People started gathering around that stall, and you know, the Pani Puri wala had to finally tell me that you go now, you don't come here.
First feeling when you had when you became a mum?
Yeah, I was tired as hell, and there's no magical feeling in the beginning. Hey guys, I'm Preeti Jhangiani and you're watching me on ETimes.
Hey everyone, this is me, Hesha Chima, and today here on ETimes, yet again, I'm chatting with Preeti Jhangiani exactly after an entire year.
Yes.
Preeti, last time I met you was at your house, and we met at your Bandra house, as I was just telling you, and I'm seeing you now here.
Yes, it's lovely to see you again.
So happy to be chatting with you, and Kafas, your new show.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do today with you is I'm going to be playing a game with you of my first. So I have a whole bunch of first questions to ask you.
Okay.
So let's get going with that, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. What was the first reaction when you got a call that you're locked for the role for Kafas?
I was super excited because as soon as I had heard the script, I knew that I want to be a part of this. I knew it was risky for me, it was difficult for me, it would be, you know, the audience would have to see me in something new and accept me in something new, but I knew I would get to play somebody real. And that is what I really always wanted to do, play somebody real.
What was your first reaction when you saw the rushes of the show?
The first rushes I saw didn't have any DI. I saw something while dubbing and I was horrified. I said, no, I don't look nice. But when I actually saw the show, I think it was surreal and it was a great feeling to see.
Take me back to the first time you ever auditioned for a role.
You know, I haven't auditioned for any roles ever.
What? That's crazy.
But yeah, and everything I've auditioned for of late kind of hasn't really worked out. So
you're like, audition is not my jam.
So yeah, audition is not my thing. But yeah, lucky my first film, my first music video, things I did. I mean, I don't think I ever auditioned for anything. But I did audition much before that for a film down south. And they didn't really want to audition, but just see how the face, because they're the ones, you know, the films I did down south, they're the ones who really, you know, they're fabulous technically, and I think they really can present a woman beautifully. So even when they did do the testing, they didn't actually do it to see if I could act or anything, but to see how the face looks on the big screen versus how it looks on television, because there's a big difference in both.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was the one thing one of my South films I had done a, let's say, a big screen test for.
Okay, fair enough. The first paycheck you ever received, and I want to know what was the amount for it, for any job.
I received 10,000 rupees for a Wilson Cards advertisement.
That's a lot for your first paycheck. I think everybody would agree we were not even close to like a grand. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe my job was wrong.
No idea. Yeah, maybe they were just nice enough to.
Your first most expensive purchase?
I bought a Tarun Taryani sari at the time was for about 30,000 rupees.
Expensive.
At the time, yeah, it was very expensive for me. It was like a big buy. I had to like take my father first and then take my mother and say, is it okay, and can I, and do that. And
every time you make that first big expensive purchase, you always have like so many people giving you that attestment, right?
Yeah.
Ye chalega, ye nahi chalega.
Yeah, but it was a big buy for me at the time, very big buy for me.
The first time you ever made a trip abroad?
It was post my 10th grade, and yeah, my parents took me to London, to England, because my aunt lived there, my father's sister, and so yeah, that was my first trip abroad. Very exciting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it was a long, I mean, our kids now, they've gone abroad at 2 years and 3 years.
Yeah.
So for us, it was a, you know, post 10th grade.
The first time you realized that you're actually famous?
I used to enjoy going, so I've always been a Bombay girl, born and brought up. I lived in Cuff Parade earlier, and then we shifted to Bandra, and I've been there ever since. So I used to go with my dad for Pani Puri and things like that, and we loved to do that. That was one of our fun things to do, is step out in Bandra for a Pani Puri. And I think my music video had just released, Ye Hai Prem, Chui Mui Si Tum Lagti Ho, and that's when we stepped out again for yet another, just a fun day, and people started gathering around that stall, and you know, the pani puri wala had to finally tell me that you go now, you don't come here. So yeah, I felt a little bad, but yeah, because it was creating a jam and things like that. So that's when I realized, you know, shit, it's real.
It's real. The first feeling when you had when you became a mum?
I was tired as hell.
So honest, I love it.
Yeah, I was tired as hell, and there's no magical feeling in the beginning, but if you ask me now, and if you want me to think about it now, then you know, that's the most important thing to you in your life. It's the most important thing, and you put your kids before everything you do.
Yeah.
And in general, it's not our nature as human beings to put something ahead of us, because as such, I think we're all selfish.
Yeah.
And we do what is best for us. But when you have kids, without thinking about it, naturally that's what happens. You put them first.
Yeah.
You'll never put your spouse or your parent even first, but you will put your child first.
First. I think that happens over time,
Yes.
right? Like, and I think you only can.
No, you think,
understand it.
if you think about it, then you know that's what I have been doing. But it doesn't happen like, you know, you see the baby and you're like,
And like, oh yeah, mommy, love you.
yeah, no, because you're exhausted for the first 5 days, you're just surviving.
Yeah.
For the first 6 months, you're just surviving.
One word for Kafas out there for everybody who's going to watch you. So show streaming.
One word? I can give you 2 words. Must
Give me 2.
watch.
Ah.
So Kafas is a must watch for many reasons. It's everyone who's watched it has said that they've seen it at a go. So it's a great binge watch. And it's a story that needs to be told. It's a topic that's important to be spoken about as a society. And it's told in a very real way. So, you know, if you're fed up of seeing too much drama and too much glam on screen, I think this is one show that will make you say it's real.
Thank you so much, Preeti. Lovely chatting with you.